So again, Alan Grice, Terry Shield and Steve Marston to provide the action. 10 seconds to go. Dick Johnson sitting in there will be looking for a good start. Off to a good start, and Grice...
Terry Shield has stalled. Terry Shield has stalled. The cars behind miss him, but Shield, who won the first round, is out. Grice has got a great start. Wilmington doing very well to move up towards second spot. Terry Finnegan trying to get his Commodore between the two of them, and Steve Marston behind on a wall of cars in second spot. But it is Alan Grice well clear in the Commodore that he's rented virtually from Greg Popper or Ken Matthews. He's out in front, the rest of the field pouring through, and Terry Shield has had a push start back on the starting grid. He's in pursuit of them, but he's got 10 laps to go, and he's a long way behind as the field pours around the back part of the circuit.
Down to Honda corner, Alan Grice leads out of the corner. Car number 6, Gary Wilmington holding down second spot in the Falcon car number 8. Steve Masterton, Falcon second and third at this stage, then the first of the Commodores, driven by Terry Finnegan. This stage, Grice has it all to do. The Citizen car, number 6, leading down to Wonderlick Turn, brings the cars back onto the home straight for the completion of one lap.
Grice said to be having a better race than last time. He didn't survive the first lap when his Commodore was just touched from the back and spun out wide, and that was the end of the race as far as he was concerned. But he's back with a vengeance. He has wall-to-wall Falcons behind him, and they're led by number 8, Gary Wilmington, Steve Masterton right behind him, going very, very hard. Then there's one Commodore in there, which is the Terry Finnegan car, just in front of Dick Johnson and Peter McLeod, rather, in the RX-7 behind. And what a battle going on there.
The big scrap is actually behind Masterton, who locks up a brake. Then Wilmington, then Terry Finnegan and the Commodore. They've been juggling around there looking for positions. And Finnegan now on the inside of Wilmington, with Dick Johnson in amongst them.
Dick Johnson really looking for a way around there. Masterton, in the meantime, going extremely well. There's a little waggle there from... As Wilmington. You can see, Wilmington, who was into the fence and out of it again. He's hit it a few times. So how far he goes, I don't know. No, he's into the fence.
And how well the Masterton cars have been prepared since Pat Purcell has joined their team. Of course, Purcell was linked with Bob Jane for so many years, and it's put Bob on the winners roster for probably just over 5 or 6 years. At the moment, though, he's with the Masterton team, and here is Steve Masterton coming down the outside of Alan Grice as they go down to the right hand, and now switches back on the inside.
He can't get through there, and Grice is going to make sure he can't, but Grice held his car magnificently, went sideways, collected it, hardly lost any speed at all. I don't believe that. We'll see that again in replay. But we saw Marston go on the inside and pick up the dirt.
But he pitched Grice's back, or perhaps, yes, Grice has gone with a tyre going. I think you're on the tyre. Well, he won't be happy about that, let me tell you. And he has just pulled it round the inside and gone. And here he goes, surf and turf, Alan Grice at Amaroo Park, off the racetrack in the rented Citizen car.
Well, he'll be furious. That'll be twice now that's happened to me with the same guy. Alan is not the most forgiving driver on the track, and it looked as though the wheel was jammed in and was burning on the guard. Let's just watch the lead, though, driving as we have never seen him drive before. Steve Marston. He has Terry Finnegan behind him. He locks up a brake. Finnegan comes through the smoke behind. Dick Johnson, you may have heard of that fellow before. He's in third place, not too far behind. Can't do much about catching either of this pair, but is well within contention and has Peter McLeod right behind him in the slick RX-7. But these are the leaders, and Marston is driving as we have never seen this young fellow go before. You can see the damage on the front of his car where he came into contact with Alan Grice for the second time at this meeting, I should point out. And Terry Finnegan, who really is underrated, overlooked drivers, is very close in his Commodore, and he is likely to give Marston a bit of a rough time because Finnegan knows his way around. He's a well-seasoned driver, much more experienced than Marston has, and the Commodore may prove to be a slightly easier handful around here as the race wears on. He really is driving a superlative race. Very aggressive. Just ask Alan Grice and he'll agree with that. Well, he must be the panel beater's friend. There was just a slight touch of paint. Didn't do any damage to the car. I would say it took one foul, the white paint off. But it did allow Finnegan to get just a little bit closer. He came around the corner more cleanly. He's made up a bit of ground, and more important, he came out faster from that bend, and he really has closed up on Marston. And if Finnegan's going to make a challenge, he'll be in this next lap, and he is close enough now to do it. And you can see that Marston's in some distress. Finnegan's got him. He's on the inside, and Marston will be cursing with himself. The brake's blocked up. Probably a fault of the brake rather than himself, but he's going on the inside. He can't get through there. Well, he doesn't know that. He's only young. But Finnegan knows it, and he closes the path for him. But now Marston has to get by, and he will try. He will try. He has 2 laps to go, a little less than that. And now Marston, who has led much of the race, having disposed of, in the very strict meaning of the word, Alan Grice, is seeing if he can do the same thing to Terry Finnegan. But Finnegan's in front. He wants to stay that way. Where's Dick Johnson? Well, Dick is back in third place, but you can forget about him as far as winning the race because he'd be 200 metres behind this pair. Going well, 200 metres in front of Peter McLeod in the slick RX-7. But these are the pair who are in contention. They get the last lap sign on the left. You can see it. And away they go. And now Marston takes himself a deep breath and says, OK, here I go.
To the top of Bitchapave Hill, down now into the loop, and Masterton is close. Is Finnegan though. Finnegan using the little inside line, takes the car out to the outside and brings it back nicely. Takes the corner, works to the back straight away. Masterton only has half a lap if he's going to be able to pull off a win here, and he's going to have to do it on virtually the last straight. The Commodore of Terry Finnegan leading Steve Masterton in the Falcon, and third place being held down by Brisbane's Dick Johnson in another Falcon. But quite relief here for Finnegan, who gets off the hook and schemes down now to the last right-hand turn. Closing it up to him is Steve Masterton, but heat number 2 of the Better Brakes AMSCAR series here at Amaroo Park is going to go to a Commodore driver. Last corner coming up, and Terry Finnegan will go on and score a win. Second place will go to Steve Masterton in car number 2, and third place will go to Queensland's Dick Johnson in car number 17.